Hi, welcome back to MP Now. This is my YouTube channel. My name is Psychira Stevens. I am a family nurse practitioner, and I wanted to come on before I go on my Do Nothing December and just talk to you guys about something that I was reading about today. I was reading an article today about contracts. So, as you know, on my website, MP Now LLC, I do have a course that I offer for new graduate nurse practitioners. So, if you're about a year to brand new MP, then that's a course that may be beneficial to you. So, go check out my website, and that course is on there. So here on my channel is where I basically go over tidbits of things that I think will be very beneficial to you in the real world and things to consider as far as moving forward in your profession as an MP. And also just, I feel like if I show you guys or tell you guys what I've learned throughout my process, then that will help out one person. And then now that person will help out another. And then that'll bring up our whole MP community and our profession, and it'll raise us up to a higher standard and elevate us. But anyway, so today my topic today is about contracts, and do you need a lawyer to look over your contract? So when you get a job, you're going to be getting a contract, and they're going to ask you to sign it. So it would behoove you to look over the contract, read the contract, because that's something that you're basically signing away and saying that you agree to. So at the minimum, you have to read the contract. Some people want to get a lawyer to look at the contract for them. Now, that is a good idea. It's optional. It's not mandatory, but that option is there for you, and it's not cheap. So I'll tell you what I've done in the past. In the past, I usually look over my own contracts. I look up the contract verbiage. I decide whether I need them to clarify something for me, and then I ask them to make corrections if I feel like I don't really agree with that. For instance, one big thing is a non-compete, which basically means like you can't work within X amount of miles of the office. If they give me something crazy, like, oh, you can't work within 50 miles of this office for 2 years, I'm not signing it. You have to change that. Ideally, you should never have a non-compete in your contract, but if you have to have one, make it to be the bare minimum. So let's go back over, and I also explain all of that in my course. So again, my website is npnowllc.com, and you can find that information on there. So if you're going to hire a lawyer, it's going to be costly. Like I said, it can be, they usually charge by the hour. Sometimes they'll charge just per documentation. I know I got a quote from a lawyer one time, it was about $300 an hour. So they're not cheap. I actually contracted or reached out to a lawyer who used to be a nurse practitioner. So she was like, these are my fees if you want to go with me. So I was like, okay. I just wanted to doing it myself though. And it was for just like what was it? I was looking to get like a one of those legal statements for my website. It was easy. Did it on my own. Like I said, so when you get the contract, you can look up all the verbiage, read through it at least once, have somebody else look at it, have a family member, a friend, even if you have a lawyer in the family, have them look at it. That's like a no-brainer. But look up the verbiage if you don't know what certain words mean. That's easy to do. Google. Also, be aware, if you're going to go with a lawyer, be aware that the lawyer's recommendations may not align with your values. Now, they're going to feel like they need to comment on something. When you get your contract back, you're going to have it all redlined. Oh, change this to this, have them change this. So do remember, when you hire a lawyer, ultimately, it's up to you to go ask for those things that the lawyer recommended for you to ask for. So you're basically just going off of their personal, what they feel it should say. And it doesn't mean that either of you agree with it, whether you, the employer, and yourself agree with what the lawyer said. So just know that there's going to be like that bias there. So, and also a good thing to do And another reason why I say read over your own contracts, because you definitely don't necessarily need a lawyer, is because you're a nurse practitioner. You're probably going to have multiple jobs. So just imagine you have like 10 jobs in your career. Are you going to hire 10 lawyers? Like that's $3,000 plus that you're going to throw away in your career. You could use that money to start a niche practice, open up an IV hydration clinic, or start a medical marijuana business with that $3,000. You're not going to want to have to go to a lawyer every time. So if you start now with learning the verbiage, what should be in a contract, what contracts look like, what to ask for, then you'll be a pro. You won't need to even bother about asking anybody or hiring a lawyer. And you might even be able to develop a business yourself, reviewing contracts. Also, know what you're going to want to know what you're asking for. So say, for instance, you give the lawyer the contract and they're like, okay, change this to that. But why? Why am I changing it? So that's why it's even better if you go over it and you look everything up, you know why you're asking for it and why it needs to be changed, just in case they ask you when you go back to your employer or your organization, this is standard, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Well, you got a good rebuttal for them as to why you want it changed. Also, you want to actually fully grasp the concepts of what the contract says and what is in a contract. I have a copy, or I have a sample contract that I give with my NP Now LLC New Grad NP Navigator course. So you'll have an idea of what a sample contract is. I've had about 15 contracts. So I got to make sure that I know what I'm looking at and they all say about the same thing and nothing crazy, like I said, with the 2 years, 50-mile type of clauses and whatnot. And you also want to look at the contract because that also gives you an idea of what does that company stand for? Like, what are their values? How do they view social media? What's their reputation? Like, what's their image that they're putting off? And a lot of times you can get that kind of feel or that vibe from their contract when you're reviewing it. And, a lot of people will say you need to get your contract reviewed because they look at nurse practitioners and physicians or providers, advanced practice providers, period, as being high earners. Well, and you want to they market to you because they are feeling like, okay, we'll protect your salary for you. But it's not needed. It really truly is not needed. But anyway, under certain conditions, I feel like you truly need a lawyer. For instance, if you're going for a high position where there's a lot on the line, then maybe it would be beneficial to hire a lawyer. Also, if you're going with an organization that has a not so common structure, or maybe you're going with a startup, or maybe you're going with a company that's offering like a brand new service, like maybe back 10, 15 years ago, companies that were doing medical marijuana cards, like that was very brand new a while ago. But now it's pretty common. But back then I would be like, okay, maybe you should get a lawyer to look into that to see what kind of legalities are involved in that. Say, for instance, if you don't understand one or two sections and you want to get somebody to look at it, a lawyer, I think it may be beneficial just to hire them per hour, maybe just take an hour of their time, drill them with all the questions you need in that hour of time. And then that's it. Like I said, it could be $300, but the $300 may be worth it if it's just a section or two. Or if you have no time to look at it, you don't absolutely have no time to look at your contract, then I would consider getting a lawyer. But honestly, make time. This is your money. You thinking about, you don't want to give it up to somebody else. And then the last reason why I think you should hire a lawyer is if you just feel more comfortable. If that's just what you want to do and you just feel more comfortable hiring a lawyer, then so be it. Then that's what you want to do. But I think that we're nurse practitioners. We're willing, we're able, we've been educated. Not so much business savviness education, but you can educate yourself. There's YouTube videos, there's articles, there's colleagues, there's so many people you don't necessarily need a lawyer to look over your contract. But like I said, with those instances, if you feel like you need a lawyer, then, by any means, there's plenty of lawyers out there looking for business. Okay. I have one myself on retainer. So everybody is entitled to have that. So I think that's all I have for today. My website again is npnowllc.com. My mentoring panel is still open, and my course is on sale right now with the promo code NOV100. So currently my course is $299 and it's on sale for $199. I'm going to be doing a do nothing December. So I think I'm going to not come back until January. I'm not sure. I may come back on just to do some more videos or something. If something really big comes up and I really want to talk to you guys and let you guys in on something, then I'll come on. But I think I'm just going to do a do nothing December just to decompress and just to get my mental health and make sure my mental strain is released a little bit. So thank you for watching my channel, and I will be seeing you guys soon. You can reach me on my website. I have my contact information there, and hit me up with any questions that you have. You can follow me on Facebook at mpnowllc.com, and I'm also on Instagram at mpnowllc. All right, bye.